Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Bella Vista High School. We apologize. We've had some technical difficulties in getting the broadcast out game time. George Tharlson, Scott Hackman with you as we are just about ready to get this one underway between Woodcreek and Bella Vista. Let's now join in with the starting lineups and the national anthem.
So we're here to watch the players play, and of course the coaches are here to coach, but there's another set of people who are critical for the basketball game to take place tonight, and that is our referees. This is Officials Appreciation Week. We invite you to give it up for our officials tonight. Now let's meet the starting lineups. For Woodcreek, number 1, Ryan Nair. Number 5, Amaya Grant. Number 11, Summer Hennessy. Number 23, Chloe Pruce. And number 4, Izzy Devereaux. The Timberwolves are coached by Malcolm Thomas. Now let's meet the Broncos. Number 0, Paige Hackman. Number 1, Ellie Tomei. Number 15, Emma Givens. Number 21, Audrey Redpaula. Number 42, Mackenzie Dean. The Broncos are coached by Becky Stewart. Let's have a great night.
And I think we will. We've got all the technical issues ironed out, and we will kind of set the game as we go along. Normally we take some time. They take a look at us, Scott, for a little bit before we get the game started. But we'll handle all the basics that we normally cover at the beginning as we go along. It is Woodcreek. They come into the game at 10-9, 3-2 in the Capital Valley Conference, and they are coming off of a 50-45 overtime win at home over Inderkum on Wednesday. For Bella Vista, they're 5-14, 0-4 in league play after the loss to Christian Brothers the other night. And we apologize, the score bug needs to be updated, and we will get that fixed as soon as we get an opportunity. Paige Hackman gets possession, but Bella Vista is going to turn over the ball.
No, that's not the start that they were looking for. Let's see if they can rebound a little bit. It's going to be the Tomei versus Nair show, it looks like. So that'll be a really fun one to watch. Number 1 versus number 1.
And this is Ryan Nair, number 1, leading scorer of the team, about 18 points per game.
I didn't know if she was going to be guarded by Ellie or not, but it looks like she will be.
Open, that's Izzy Devereaux from three-point range. And into the corner, the rebound is controlled by Amaya Grant. Driving to the basket, a missed shot, but again, rebound for Woodcreek. Another long shot on the way. Wow. Ryan Nair, first points of the game.
I saw her in warm-ups. I don't think she missed a shot. Heck of a shooter, 33% on the year with a steal.
And a steal. Ryan Nair all the way in. Can't get the roll. Devereaux's there for the rebound. Loops up a shot that does not go. And right now, Woodcreek is just dominating on the offensive boards. Another outside shot does not go. And McGivens the rebound for Bella Vista. Here's Tomei. Inside to Dean. Dean, turnaround jumper on the baseline. That's a good look for Mackenzie Dean. Unfortunately, she just didn't get the shot to go.
I like to see that. Yeah, if we can get it down low, that's a great start.
Devereaux for 3. Her first points of the game.
I think we see what we're going to see from Woodcreek. Lots of rebounds, lots of threes, and fast pace.
Here's Regpala on the outside. Off her foot, and then a loose ball is going to be picked up by Ryan Nair. No look, bounce pass in and underneath, and an easy bucket there for Summer Hennessy.
Similar to the Christian Brothers game, we started a little slow, gave up a couple turnovers, and you can't dig yourself too much of a hole here in the first 2 minutes of the ball game. 8-0 so far.
So one of the things that Becky Stewart was talking about is her one of the goals that she had for the team is try to force the other coach to call the timeout first. Unfortunately, the opposing coach. But unfortunately, that didn't work out. Again, they're not facing the relentless defensive pressure the Christian Brothers put up the other night.
Yeah.
But they are obviously having some difficulty in the Woodcreek defenses and their offensive rebounding in particular.
Right. Absolutely. I mean, every team we play, they're going to put their best player at the point of attack, right? So
another turnover for Bella Vista, and another 2 points for Ryan Nair.
It's always
I guess that's her first 2. She has a 3 also.
It's always the second pass you got to be really wary of. They kind of bait us into those long passes.
Nielsen, by the way, Bridget Nielsen, number 24, into the game early for Bella Vista.
Yeah, Audrey picked up a couple ill-advised turnovers. Take a little seat on the bench to compose and get Bridget in there to bring the ball up.
Here's Nielsen. Has her pocket picked. Tell you what, Ryan Nair is very impressive.
Yes, she is.
5'4" senior.
She's very quick. I mean, she literally just runs after the ball and steals it, right?
Yeah, it's like kind of sneaky, too. You don't even know that she's there. Next thing you know, the ball's in her hands. It's another takeaway by Woodcreek. Bella Vista nearly forcing a turnover there. Here's Nair. Nice crossover. And again, another no-look pass inside to Amaya Grant. 4 points already for Amaya Grant, and I believe all 4 points on assists from Ryan Nair.
For sure. There's Nair reaching in again. She definitely is faster than most dribblers.
Here's Hackman. Bella Vista just trying to set the offense. Nielsen stops. She'll put up the shot. Does not go. Dean on the baseline with the offensive rebound. Bella Vista another chance. Nielsen drives in and draws the foul. That's one of the other things that Coach Stewart was talking about, is how against Rio in particular, they couldn't get the foul calls. They weren't penetrating enough, and the freshman Bridget Nielsen took that to heart because she's driving to the basket and she's headed to the free throw line.
Nice. Got the monkey off our back there, that first point. It's good to get that from the free
she's
throw line.
a 40% free throw shooter for Bella Vista this year. And she gets them both. So Bella Vista, as you mentioned, Scott, on the board. Looks like some more substitutions for the Broncos. Lee Stites coming in.
Looks like Coach Stewart switching that two-guard spot for defense to offense here to start off, which is smart.
Broncos putting up some full court press.
It's good. I like to see it. I mean, get some running a little bit, get some focused on defense.
Working the corner. Man-to-man defense right now for Bella Vista.
I like to see that, too. They oftentimes play a zone, but today they're in a man.
Nair up over Mackenzie Dean, and Dean gets the rebound.
You see that with the man-to-man defense. It's easier to get rebounds because you're already engaged with your man, and that's the time Mackenzie Dean got the rebound.
Ellie Tomei.
Nice step-through.
You heard people calling for the travel. It looked like maybe she did get away with a little something there, but gets her first 2 points of the game.
She's got that Euro step. Ellie Tomei with the Euro step. I love to see that. She practices a lot, and that time it worked for her.
A couple of quick points on the other end for Woodcreek as well. So it's 16-4 at this point in favor of the Timberwolves of Woodcreek. And I didn't see who got that. So
Is it Ariel Thomas, number 12, maybe?
was
Is
she in the
there?
game?
I'm not sure if she's in the game yet.
Interesting that you bring her up, because there's 2 Thomases on the team, and the coach's name is Malcolm Thomas. I didn't ask him if he was related to either of them,
Right.
but I did ask if the 2 of them were related, and they're not. Ariel Thomas and Kinley Thomas on Woodcreek. The funny part of this is they were born on the same day in the same hospital, and they're unrelated.
Same day, same house. Oh my
Same
goodness.
day, same hospital.
Last name Thomas. That's
Last
hilarious.
name Thomas. Yep.
Huh. That's a nice little nugget of information there, George.
Well, credit Coach Malcolm Thomas when
Yeah.
I was talking to him before the game, as he was the one that furnished that information. But no, that was
It's pretty funny.
that is cool.
You know, I noticed in warm-ups, first of all, Nair didn't miss a shot, first of all, but the Broncos were smiling a lot. They've definitely gotten more serious now in this game, but I do like to see the smiles.
Another steal by Woodcreek, and open underneath, and an easy layup there for Chloe Pruce, her first points of the game. Actually, she might have been the one that got that deuce right before the timeout as well. So I'm going to give it to her for right now.
Sounds good to me. You know, I know Coach Stewart called that timeout to get some transition defense. They need to get back.
Tomei working off the screen, tries to dump it to the high post, taken away. There's Chloe Pruce again at the other end.
Yeah, Woodcreek's really physical. You see that in lacrosse, too. They're a very physical team. They like to run through screens. I'd like to see the Stripes start calling that a little bit, but we'll see.
Ball goes out of bounds, and we'll go back over to Woodcreek.
Emma Thompson getting into the ball game pretty early, which is good to see.
A little early action for Emma Thomas.
Yeah, it's good.
Turnaround jumper. Sorry, Thompson.
Yeah, nice rebound by Emma Givens. Ooh, Ellie Tomei wanted that one.
Macy Lee into the game. Here's an outside jumper for Bella Vista. Ryan Nair comes up with the rebound.
It's good to see a point guard in there getting rebounds. Ryan Nair, so far, what I've seen from her is definitely she understands positioning really well, and that helps her with those rebounds.
Here's Pruce once again. Devereaux now controls the rebound. The jumper is up and good there for Woodcreek.
Is that Summer Hennessy?
That would be second points for her, 4 points on the night. Broncos again in a deep hole early. Givens closed off. Another pass. And again, that's it's a different type of relentlessness for Woodcreek compared to what we saw the other night. That's Ryan Nair, who is now up to 7 points.
See that what they like to do on this fast break is they set up a wall of people like a Maya Grant, and they set picks on people in transition, which is
Please
interesting.
tell me that despite her height, that Ryan Nair is going to be going Division I.
I don't know. She, reminds me a lot of my sister. My sister was 5'4", and she got a Division I scholarship in basketball, so I could see it happening with Nair too.
I mean, she's just everywhere.
She is everywhere, and a good shooter. 33% three-point shooter.
Jumper from the outside does not go. It's out of bounds over to Bella Vista. Kind of hard to read the numbers on the
It is.
Woodcreek team, but now we've got some substitutions. The aforementioned Ariel Thomas among those that are in the game right now. We'll pick up the others as we go. There's Greg Paula back in. The screen from Dean. Here's Stites with the runner. That one's too hard. Dean got a hand on it.
It's this little weave play they had set up there for the Bella Vista Broncos. Got an open shot. That's all you can ask for.
Pass to the baseline, deflected away. Rapala with the control now for Bella Vista. Here come the Broncos all the way in. Bridget Nielsen again draws the foul.
I believe that's 2 on Nair, so getting her in foul trouble would be good for the Broncos.
And Bridget Nielsen, who just made 2 free throws just a few moments ago.
So I know Nair thinks that she got all ball, which she maybe did, but it was the action of swinging her arm recklessly like that the official's going to call. She didn't hit Bridget Nielsen at all, but she got the ball, but she swung at it, which the officials will call every time.
One of 2 for Nielsen. She's got 3 points tonight.
Nice.
Broncos need to get a little run going here.
Yep.
That's Hennessy open for 3, does not go. Nielsen the rebound.
Bridget
And maybe
really
that
came
can
to
start
play.
right here.
Bridget's playing great today.
Here's Rapala. Jada Belleberg is in the game. She'll launch one up that dances across.
Another
Inside
rebound by
position. Nair.
Unbelievable.
She's going to go coast to coast, loops up the shot, gets the hoop and the harm.
Yeah, she's a good player. You know, we got to see Novi play Wednesday, and now Nair play today. So, I mean, there's some really good players in Cat Valley Conference. And Harmon at Christian Brothers, she was a good player too.
Basket and 1 for Ryan Nair, who is now at 10 points here in the first quarter as we are under a minute to go.
Which makes a lot of sense. She's averaging about a third of her team's points as a whole, which she currently has. So
Belleberg having a little trouble handling the ball there and goes out of bounds. So Woodcreek, less than 30 seconds to go, so the shot clock is off. They can play for 1 if they wish. They don't have to, of course. Izzy Devereaux.
Ooh, nice rebound by Jada.
Belleberg. Now here's Rapala on Nair. Got to be careful.
Yep, get the ball past the ball. Oh, that's a foul. Ouch.
Whenever Ryan Nair is within 5 feet of you,
yeah,
you're at risk of losing the ball.
That second group definitely came in and played pretty well for the Broncos. It's good to see.
All right, well, here we are.
Here we are.
George Thorolson, Scott Hackman, thank you for joining us tonight here on BV Live Sports. It is a 29-5 lead for the Timberwolves of Woodcreek right now. It's the Ryan Nair Show.
It is. I think they started 0-0, though, now that we're on camera now. I think they started over and they give us a redo. Yeah, Ryan Nair Show for sure. She's very quick. What does she have, a third of their points? So I think
She's got 10. So, yeah, you're right.
That's what
right,
it's going
right
to be all year. So a little bit too much dribbling that first quarter, I think, by the Broncos. If they could just pass the ball a little bit more, those adjacent passes aren't necessarily open, but if they can try to pass the ball instead of dribbling through Ryan Nair, that's one thing I would suggest doing.
So Nair leads the way with 10 points, 6 for Summer Hennessy. We have Chloe Proust for 6 as well. 4 for Amaya Grant, 3 for Izzy Devereaux. 3 points from Bridget Nielsen to lead the way for Bella Vista. 3 of 4 from the free throw line tonight. And Ellie Tomei has the other 2 points for the Broncos. So second quarter about to get underway, and we will then it went 29-5 Woodcreek in the first quarter. Maybe it can go 29-5 Bella Vista in the second.
I'm excited to see how this first group, if they had a little bit of a reset there when they got subbed out, see if they bring a different formation.
Here's Tomei at the free throw line. The jumper off the glass and in.
It's good. Good shot by
It's obligatory that I say it, that the bank is open for Ellie Tomei.
Oh.
Couple of players wide open on the baseline, and one of them is you-know-who.
Of course they passed it to her. I mean, that's one thing. We kind of let them get open behind there. We kind of lost track of where we were on the press.
Thompson loses the ball. Ryan Nair.
Wow, she's good. I bet she really decimated Intercom. I mean, if you think about that, Intercom was so good, and this Woodcreek team beat them. I don't know how many points Nair had, but I'm sure she had a lot of steals and points.
And my understanding is Intercom led most of the way And Coach Thomas was saying that once they got it to overtime, he knew they were going to win because they had the momentum going.
Yeah, they had
and
the
of course,
momentum.
with the players that they have, why not?
Why not? Right, exactly.
It's Ariel Thomas with the outside shot that doesn't fall. Tomei will push forward for Bella Vista.
So they're running
they're just all over her.
Yeah, they're running they're basically doubling the ball, which is interesting to see when you're up 33-7. To send somebody after a double the ball. I mean, nobody really gets better that way, but Coach Thomas doesn't care.
So the foul called on Woodcreek. So that is their first team foul of the second quarter. The outside shot from Thompson. She'll follow the shot.
Oh, nice
put it
foul.
off the glass. Gets another rebound.
there.
Tries another one. Bella Vista, like 4 opportunities there. One of those has to go in.
One of them has to go in, exactly. It's good to see the offensive rebounds, though. I like to see that effort.
In the corner, here's a 3-point shot that comes up and off. Rebound is taken away by McKenna Rogers, one of the sophomores in this game. Back outside, long shot does not go. One of the things that about this Woodcreek team, they're 10-9, 3-2 in league play, including the win over Inderkum. 7 of their 12 players are either freshmen or sophomores.
Wow. That's
So
great.
Coach Thomas is going to have a successful run here for years to come.
Absolutely. Yeah.
The Red Sea parts for Summer Hennessy, but the shot does not go in. Here's the outside, feet on the line, so that's a 2-point shot. Does not fall, but the rebound here for Woodcreek. Once again, they're just dominating the offensive glass. Nair the jumper. That does not go.
Nice job by Emma Givens.
Emma Givens was not going to be denied that rebound. Hackman across midcourt. Here's Thompson.
Again, a little. Yep. All right. Good. A little bit again. Just a little bit too much dribbling there. I want to see some passes from them a little bit. Sometimes when you feel the pressure of a double team like that, your first thought is to dribble and get away. But at this point, I want to see him pass down low.
Here's Stites from the free throw line. One little too hard. Dean again a hand on it. Long pass. This is to Hennessy. Closed off. McKenna Rogers. Back outside. 3-point shot on the way. And that one taken by Sydney Wilkins, one of the seniors.
So I know you mentioned they're going to be good for a long time, which they will, but I mean losing Nair next year is going to be huge for them.
Mackenzie Dean, an offensive rebound. Tomei for 3. Did not hit a 3 in the game against Christian Brothers the other night. We'll talk about where she is on the 3 count. Here's Bella Burke with a turnaround jumper.
We're getting open shots. We just need to take a second to set our feet.
Here's Nair weaving her way through traffic, and she knows how to navigate through traffic.
Yep.
Does not look stressed, very comfortable doing so.
Very smooth.
Tomei will launch another 3-pointer. She's got it.
That's a highlight reel shot. Beautiful shot.
They
by
need
Ellie
that.
Tomei. Yeah, I love it.
3-point shot number 59 for Ellie Tomei this year. Here's Rogers, and she'll answer with a 3-pointer of her own.
Another interesting observation is sometimes our girls have their back to the ball. Sometimes they're not watching the ball, especially on that transition D. That's hard.
Bella Burke with the shot.
I mean, both sides, they're just running as hard as they can, so it's
Rogers again with that,
see the effort.
that outside shot. Does not fall this time. Here's Stites pushing it forward for Bella Vista. Nice job kind of reversing her field. Back over to Hackman for a jumper just inside the arc.
It's a good shot. Make Coach Thomas take a timeout, get everybody a break, kind of reset. Woodcreek missed a few in a row there, and Bella Vista made him pay.
So that's the first 2 points of the game for Paige Hackman. Ellie Tomei leading the way with 7 of her own. Tomei now at 59 for the year. I did the calculation, and for her to reach or just eclipse the record that she set last year, 94 threes made last year, to get to 95, she needs to average 4.1 3-pointers per game the rest of the way.
That'd be a feat.
And if she can do 4 point, boy, I'll have to look at my notes, but it's about 4.4 4.6. That could get her to 100.
Wow. Keep in mind that's her record she's breaking,
Yes,
right?
that's
so what
her
an
record
amazing
that
player.
she's breaking.
But Coach Stewart would love that. 4.5 to 5 threes a game from Ellie.
I think so, yes.
Maybe even with some ball games that way, so that'll be interesting.
Deflection that bounces right off the referee and right into the hands of Ryan Nair.
Oh,
She's just in the right place at the right
she is.
time.
Nice smile by Paige Hackman there on that one. She thought that was pretty funny. Good defense by her, too.
Givens the rebound. Pass looking for Nielsen on the baseline, just too far out in front of her.
That's what we talked about against Christian Brothers, right? When you make these stops, you got to take advantage of them. And I hate seeing a turnover after a positive defensive play, but it happens. Pick yourself up and move on to the next one.
Reaching the 3-minute mark here. Pass is deflected. It will go out of bounds and stay with Woodcreek.
I like it. Bella Vista's working hard right now, so it's good to see. Nair calling for the ball.
Inside, just into the game. Getting her first points of the game. I believe that's Nelia Ching.
Yep. Oh, wow. Quick hands by Nair.
Yeah. Finds the open player a little too far as she slides out of bounds. And that was Kinley Thomas. So both Thomases have seen action. They share
Nice.
they share the birthday, they share the birth location, but they're not related.
I remember last year there was a girl named Z at Woodcreek that I coached in lacrosse, and I sad to see she's not playing this year.
Greg Paula for 3. Got
Good
it!
shot.
We talked about it last week, or our last broadcast, that Greg Paula was the only player other than Ellie Tomei to hit a 3-point shot last year. For Bella Vista, others have actually done so this year. There's McKenna Rogers again. And Tomei the rebound. We talked about the need for a run for Bella Vista.
Absolutely.
Here's Tomei, closed off. Shot, I think she thought she might have been getting fouled, but she gets her own rebound and does get fouled this time.
Good work by Audrey as well. She hit the 3 and then she came down and hustled back on defense, which started that play.
It's like a Ching gets called for the foul.
I know Audrey wanted that kick out from Ellie, but she was trying her best to draw the foul, which was nice too. 2 people were open that one.
Ellie Tomei, 74% free throw shooter this year. We'll get set for her next one. Two free throws, and now at 9 points is Ellie Tomei. Here's Rogers. Closed off by Reg Paula. Back out to Ariel Thomas. Ball deflected. Broncos control. Here's Stites into front court. Closed off. Puts up the shot. Too hard. I think, again, like you mentioned, Scott, maybe setting the feet would have been in order there.
Yep, for sure. And then, after a turnover like that, you got to capitalize on the other end.
And a foul here underneath.
It's the slow starts, right? The last 2 games where we get down in too big of a hole to battle back. I think a lot of that has to do, I've been there, a lot of it has to do is you see the scoreboards of the teams that these teams beat, you get kind of nervous. You start the game pressing a little bit too much, and it's really hard to get started. But now they got their groove a little bit, and they made a couple runs. It's good to see.
2 free throws from Ryan Nair. She's a 61% free throw shooter. There's Rick Paula. Inside it goes to Dean. Dean kicks it back out. Here's a 3-point shot on the way. Rebound controlled by Woodcreek.
Great job again by Audrey, though, on that one. She set it up, went down low, and kicked it out for a 3. That's what Coach wants to see.
And that was Kinley Thomas with the 2 points there. Looping shot underneath the basket. Can't get it to go. Again,
so close.
Good look there. And again, they always have somebody cutting to the basket, it looks like. That's McKenna Rogers getting the points there. And a great look from Ryan Nair.
Yep. Well, looks like I'm going to need to see, because I always wait to see on these really good teams to see who actually slows it down to set up an offense and work on their game, or who just keeps running fast break. It looks like these guys are just going to do fast break.
And there's
That's a
Emma
beautiful
Gibbons underneath. Much needed deuce there as we approach the final 15 seconds of the first half. We got a collision at midcourt. Going to be on Audrey.
Looks like the Broncos are back to their starting group, and they're playing pretty well. So Audrey really picked up her game the second part of this quarter.
Ariel Thomas to inbound. Here's Rogers. Underneath it goes to a Ching on Dean. And the Broncos force the turnover. Credit Mackenzie Dean. There's a pass into front court. They tried to get it to Paige Hackman. And unfortunately, just a little too tall.
Just like we talked about again, right? You get the turnover, don't have another turnover yourself.
Yeah, they have not been able to complete the transitions. There's a shot from the outside, well short, and that brings us to the end of the first half of play here at Bella Vista High School, and the Broncos once again running into one of the more elite teams in the Capital Valley Conference. Unfortunately, there just seem to be a lot of them.
Right, it's a tough conference. It's an unbearably tough conference. There's a lot of schools in Sacramento too that are, that we should be playing that we're not. We don't make the schedule. You got to play these really good teams, and for me personally, I like watching them. I like how the other coach. I like to watch the other teams coach to see how they react in this situation. I can learn a lot from them. I just find that interesting. So Broncos had a nice second half to the second quarter, and they kind of came back a little bit. So that was good to see. Maybe they'll build on that.
And they had another one of those mini runs. I mean, we talked about that 6-2 run that they had against Christian Brothers. I don't know that they had a 6-2 run on this one, but they kept Woodcreek off the board, got a couple of buckets on their own. Unfortunately, when you get down early, you got to string a lot of those together to get back in the game. And unfortunately, again, Woodcreek just jumped off to that big lead early.
Yep.
And Coach Stewart was talking before the game about how against the likes of Inderkum and Christian Brothers, they almost started off somewhat scared or intimidated by them. And she's trying to convince them, look, don't. Really, nobody expects us to win against those teams. That's how good those teams are.
Absolutely.
You got nothing to lose. Go out and play your game. Have fun. And, if the shots start falling, you could shock the world.
Exactly. Yeah, that's a really nice mindset that she's trying to instill in those players. It's hard though as a high school kid to do that, but I do like that she's thinking about it, and she's absolutely right in that mindset.
And one of the other things she points to is the very first game of the season against El Dorado. That was a tough team, a really tough team, and the Broncos came back. And yes, one of their key players was injured, but the Broncos came back in that game. The Broncos were missing Ava Jensen. They still came back in that game. And they pulled out the win.
Right.
And it's like, remember, you can do this.
You can do this. Exactly. And I know that you mentioned Ava Jensen. We didn't even get a chance to talk to her, but I cannot wait till she gets back. So
should be Ponderosa. I believe they play Ponderosa on the 30th. And that's when they're expecting Ava Jensen to be back and ready to go. So we will see how that one works. We are going to take a short break. When we come back, second half of action is to get underway. The Broncos and Woodcreek, and Woodcreek right now has the 25-point lead, but we will see if maybe better fortunes are ahead in the second half here on BV Live Sports. last night. I forgot to change the scorebook. Well, at least it's all set for Tuesday.
Something that I always mean to buy and I never do.
Ah, that is very nice.
So I'm gonna get two of them.
Okay. Okay.
It's like they'll be here on Sunday.
Okay. Okay, so now it looks like we're finally back. And thank you for letting me use your pen. I pulled mine out so that I don't wind up in yours.
Sound good.
So there it is.
It's all good.
It's there for you. All right, well, we're just over a minute away from the start of the second half, and due to some of the issues that we had at the start, we didn't really have a chance to do our traditional broadcast open and kind of set the stage for this game. Let's give you an update first on Ava Jensen for Bella Vista. They're hoping game Ponderosa, and for the Broncos. That game against Ponderosa is, I believe, on the 30th. So that's coming up in a couple of weeks. The Broncos next week have a couple of road games where they will be, or actually maybe it's just the one, where they're taking on Vista del Lago in Folsom on Wednesday. So
That'll be a big one.
that will definitely be a big one and an important one for the Broncos.
Right.
Next week. For Woodcreek, by the way, just taking a look at their numbers. Ponderosa, of course, was undefeated until they ran into Christian Brothers. They're 19-1 now, and they will be taking on Woodcreek. That ought to be a pretty good one.
That's going to be amazing.
Next week, as well as be in Shingle Springs next Friday night. And in fact, Woodcreek is going to get a big break. They don't play again until next Friday. So, and Bella Vista will be off until Wednesday of next week. And then we will see the Lady Broncos again, as we mentioned, next, that aforementioned January 30th game against Ponderosa, and hopefully Ava Jensen will be back for that one. I'm sorry, it's the 28th, Wednesday, January 28th. So pardon my trying to remember my calendar from memory.
That many CIF games next week. That's interesting that they scheduled it that way. They could have used that week.
I think some teams are getting kind of like a little bit of a bye, while other teams may still have to play. Running scoop shot does not go, but Woodcreek controls the offensive rebound. Here's Devereaux drives in, and that one's deflected out of bounds by Bella Vista, so the Broncos keep possession.
Wow, there's just...
the Timberwolves keep possession. Go ahead, Scott.
Oh, no, I'm sorry to cut you off there. It looks like Nair is not out there, right? Yeah, that's one adjustment Coach Thomas made was didn't come out with his first group in the second half. So that seems to make a lot of sense. Get some other people run.
Get some other people in. He's got 12 players. He was saying that this is the first game this season where he's had all 12.
Oh, is that right?
Dean with the rebound.
Nice.
Either sicknesses, which happen this time of year, and maybe little nagging injuries that have resulted in a player missing a game or two. Greg Powell's three-pointer doesn't go.
I'm glad to hear everybody's healthy. That's a good feeling as a coach.
And yeah, he's happy to have them all. He says he tries to rotate in everybody. Usually they've got a core group of about 8. There's a jumper from the outside, and that is Amaya Grant, who had 4 points in the first half. Up to 6 now.
So she'll be a good player for them next year as a junior this year.
Here's Paige Hackman from the outside. That one goes out of bounds.
It was close. I think it was close. Keep shooting.
Keep shooting. She'll be doing a lot of that in the spring, too, just a different kind of shooting.
True. It's true. Hopefully some passing, too.
It involves a lacrosse stick. Ball deflected away into the waiting hands of Ellie Tomei. Ellie will launch an NBA three. That one's off. Mackenzie Dean says, look what I found. Are they going to call the jump?
Yep.
I thought Mackenzie Dean had a chance there to get to rip that one away, but just not quick enough. So they call the jump. It'll stay with Bella Vista. 21 seconds on the shot clock. Here's Givens. Tries to use the backboard. Dean, the rebound. That one's also a little too hard. Givens a hand on that one. Tried to knock it away. Devereaux in her green shoes will bring the ball across the midcourt line.
But now we're getting a look at what maybe next year's game, BV versus Woodcreek, is going to look like.
Inside, underneath. Ball deflected. Comes back. Loose ball on the ground, and I think we're going to get a foul called here.
Looks like the possession arrow was off. I never can keep track of which way the possession arrow goes, but I'm glad the officials keep like a little quarter in their pocket, and they switch it every time they make the call of a jump ball, so that's how they do it, but I never can keep track of that.
So Tasha Jensen, a freshman with the yellow shoes, is seeing her first action of the game. There's a runner that is up and good for, that's Chloe Pruce.
Yep, Chloe Pruce, yep. I love your shoe game comments, George. You always are on top of that. There's some nice ones out there right now on the court.
Yeah, Lee Stites with like the three-tone, two different shades of green and some orange. Here's Mackenzie Dean driving in. Woodcreek with the rebound. In the corner, three-point shot is on the way from Pruce. That's off. Mackenzie Dean with another rebound. So it was.
Get back, ladies.
Yeah, they do very well breaking people free at the end. Rebound comes off. Fight for it. Again, another offensive rebound. Here's Devereaux for three.
Wow, big shot.
Izzy Devereaux is up to 6 points now.
I'm really not seeing much of an offense by Woodcreek. I think folks in the chat would probably disagree because they have 51 points, but what I mean is like offense as far as a set. I don't see a whole lot of it.
Dean underneath. Oh, gosh, feel for her.
So close. They like to run, and then they throw it baseline, gets also rebounds, and kick it out for threes.
There's Grant with a jumper that comes off.
There's
Jensen the
kick out
rebound.
for a three.
Here's Devereaux on the baseline. Ball deflected out of bounds. That will go to Bella Vista. So we mentioned 7 of the 12 players on this Woodcreek roster are either freshmen or sophomores. They have 3 of them. 3 of those 7 are freshmen. And so then 4 sophomores. And then the breakdown there is Chloe Pruce is a junior. Ryan Nair and Izzy Devereaux are seniors. So only just, and Amaya Grant's a junior. So just the 2 juniors on this team. They will be the senior leaders next year. Here's Stites from the outside. Long pass underneath all the way in, and an easy layup is good.
So I'm going to play a fun game. I'm going to try to count the number of buckets in an actual offensive set here. We'll see how that goes. That last bucket, I love to see Elise go after that miss. There was a block there, but then at the same time, when you do that, you let them flash onto the other end and you completely leave your man on the other end. So it's almost like the Broncos need to just be getting back and not going after those loose balls.
Summer Hennessy, who brought the ball across the midcourt line, and there she is on the baseline. She got the basket a few moments ago. Here's Bridget Nielsen back in. She's looking to take it coast to coast. Broncos are getting a lot of shots like that on the baseline, but they're just putting them, they're just too hard. They're just not, they don't have the touch. And there's the outside jumper. And 2 more points for
That was a nice
Woodcreek.
shot. Yeah, I think that was a 3. That was beautiful by Nair.
Jumper from the outside, and Ryan Nair is back into the game. She's going to go coast to coast underneath.
Man, they can run with the best of them, can't they?
Summer Hennessy with the 2 points there. 10 points on the night now for Hennessy. Nair, by the way, is at 19. So she's beaten her average. Stites will launch a 3. That one's a little too hard. Here's Tomei. Loose ball on the ground. Ryan Nair has it. Kicks it over for a jumper from the outside. And a rebound underneath the basket, and a putback shot is good.
I'd like to see
For
the Broncos
Woodcreek.
slow it down here a little bit and run an offense. I haven't really seen much offense from either team this quarter.
Here's Stites.
Wow, another steal by Nair. She's so quick.
She's probably got at least 10 steals.
Yeah, absolutely. She gets the steal. Not only does she get the steal, she just legs it up as fast as she can the other way. It's really impressive. Very athletic. They're going to miss her next year.
Lots of substitutions for both teams. We will pick them up as we go.
I mean, at this point, Nair's going to be vying for Player of the Year in the CBC. So, I mean, right now we're watching a Player of the Year candidate. Last Wednesday we watched a Player of the Year candidate. So, it's a tough stretch for the Broncos right now.
Hennessy will go to the line. Nair remains in the game.
It's good to see the Broncos keeping their heads up. I mean, it's tough. It's tough to be losing by this much.
Hey, just work on your game at this point.
Exactly.
Here's Bella Burke.
At some point, I think they just should turn off the scoreboard.
There's a 3-point shot from the outside.
Ooh, that looked on.
Bella Burke right there underneath.
Nice.
Puts it up and gets the roll. First 2
Jada.
points of the game for Jada Bella Burke.
Let's see if they run an offensive set here, if just run it and shoot it. Yep.
Loose ball on the ground. We're going to get another tie-up, and this time it'll favor Woodcreek.
See if he checks his pocket to see which side has the quarter in it. Yep. And then he moved it to the right side. Nice.
And here's Ryan Nair. Right side. Greg Paula the rebound for Bella Vista. Off the screen from Bella Burke. Givens to the baseline. Givens dribbles out of bounds. She had an open path.
She did.
It's like she kind of lost her balance a little bit.
She knows it too. She was mad at herself, I think, on that one.
1:10 to go in the third.
Dribble, shoot.
That's McKenna Rogers. Hackman the rebound. Tomei. Here's Greg Paula.
So quick. So quick.
Tomei again. The double team tries to work her way through, loses it out of bounds.
I mean, Coach Thomas taught them well. I mean, those Woodcreek girls are very quick with their hands. They have one hand up and one hand on the body at all times. It's just tough to get through that. It's really good defense.
A 42-point lead.
Wow.
Greg Paula with the rebound.
Another steal.
Nice aggressive play by Ryan Nair. Jumper from the outside. Broncos again get the rebound. So the Broncos have actually rebounded pretty well in this game. I mean, there have been some stretches where Woodcreek has gotten like 3 or 4 offensive rebounds, but the Broncos have done well rebounding.
For sure.
In fact, there's Givens making me look good. And the clock will expire here in the third quarter. It is all Woodcreek here tonight. We get a good look at the Bella Vista bench as we get ready to go into the fourth quarter. And if you're Coach Stewart and you're looking for positives from this game, and Scott, you are the author of the comment, there are no losses, just learning opportunities when you don't score as many points.
No such thing as a loss. You either win or you learn, right?
You either win or you learn, and you even learn when you win. But
yes, you do.
What are we seeing tonight from Bella Vista that could be a positive?
You know, the two that I have is the rebounding. You already mentioned it. I'm stealing yours, I think, on that one, and the fact that they're playing man-to-man. They play a lot of zone this year, which is great. It works. But they're playing man, and they're getting more rebounds, which I think are very positive things.
So the Ponderosa Bruins will indeed be here on the 28th of January. That'll be our next broadcast for Bella Vista girls. And you saw the graphic that we're not done with Woodcreek High School. The boys will be taking on the Timberwolves this Tuesday night as they come back to school from the long weekend. Both games start at 7:30. So our next broadcast will be the boys' game against Woodcreek Tuesday night right here on BV Live Sports. Fourth quarter underway with Jada Belleberg and Audrey Regpala, and she'll launch a three that comes off. And that's Amaya Grant with the rebound.
She's a good rebounder, too.
Here's Rogers again. Belleberg, another rebound for Jada Belleberg. She's got at least 3. Belleberg is pushing the ball on her own, closed off. Regpala finds Givens. Givens will put one up. And that should stay with Bella Vista. It does.
It's a nice pass by Audrey there. I think she saw her the whole way, and Emma got a really nice clean look at the basket.
She almost looked a little surprised that she was that wide open.
Yep.
Okay, we are in a running clock, by the way. That's why you notice that it's a dead ball, but the clock is still running.
It must be, is it 40 in the fourth? Is that what it is?
I wonder. Right now there is a long conversation going, and the clock is continuing to run.
Stewart is not having it.
So she's going to come over and talk with the scorer's table. They've now stopped the clock. Maybe they weren't supposed to be a running clock at this point yet.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know the rule, to be honest with you.
So it was a good, I noticed it when there was about 7.5 to go. So the referee will decide at this point. The threshold may be 50.
That seemed to ring true in my ears, 50, but so what's that, 71 to 21?
Yeah, if they score another 8 points without Bella Vista scoring.
I mean, if it's another game where we lose by 50, I feel like the CIF needs to just cry a little bit in their sleep because they definitely set this up incorrectly. At this point, the girls are going to get too cold. They need to keep going here. I don't know what they're talking about. Can you see what they're talking about?
I cannot see what the conversation is about.
I know Bridget's mom is not having it. She's trying to tell the ref what to do, I think. I'm just kidding. I don't know what she's saying.
Okay, so it looks like we have settled on 7:12. And a
sure
stop
wasn't
clock.
7:13? Oh,
turnover on the inbounds. Here's Devereaux.
I love that name, by the way. Devereaux?
Izzy Devereaux.
That's pretty cool.
In fact, her full name will even flow better. Here's a rebound deflected around. And Isabella Devereaux.
Devereaux. Nice. I like that.
It does flow, doesn't it?
So Woodcreek's simply doing a 4 out, 1 in, dribble around, and shoot it.
That's a nice finger roll for 2 more for Woodcreek. And that's Chloe Pruce once again. First points of the fourth quarter.
Chloe Proust, yeah, she's had a good game. 5'8" junior.
Here's Reg Paula.
Nice pump fake.
Steps back, three-pointer. Deflection. McKenna Rogers comes up with it.
I like to see that pump fake to make a little space for herself.
Devereaux for three. Rogers the rebound. And Jada Bellaburk is doing everything she possibly can to wreak havoc, and it's called for a foul. 5-for-5 substitution for Bella Vista.
They did this at Christian Brothers too. It's good to see all players getting a lot of run.
Jenna Thompson is back in. Elise Stites, Bridget Nielsen, Macy Lee, and Mackenzie Dean are the Broncos on the floor right now. There's Jensen driving in.
That's what Woodcreek's doing. Like, they clear out ISO, they make one pass and shoot. Get the rebound, one pass, shoot, get the rebound, just rinse and repeat.
Here's Stites. Works off the screen down to the baseline. Shot hit the backside of the backboard. Oh, actually, it was deflected out of bounds by Woodcreek.
Elise knew she wanted to kick it out to Emma on the wing there. I think she's kind of mad at herself for not doing that.
There's Mackenzie Dean with the jumper. And Jensen the rebound. Something we say a lot with Bella Vista, but it's a different Jensen.
That's true.
Driving in, the runner does not go. Dean the rebound. She's really stepped up her rebounding game, I think, since the second injury to Ava Jensen.
For sure. And rebounding starts with position, and she always seems to have a pretty good position down there on the low block.
Mackenzie Dean, also a softball player here at Bella Vista. Here's a turnaround jumper from Stites, does not go. This is Kinley Thomas, one of the freshmen. To the outside,
Ooh,
the
nice
jumper is good, and that was Ariel Thomas.
Wow, that was pretty.
We have the two sisters from different parents, but sisters in that they were born on in the same hospital on the same day. So Dean the rebound, put back does not go.
She got hit on the elbow there on that one.
And we've got three players down there, all getting their hands on the ball. The possession arrow should favor Bella Vista here.
You know that you mentioned Ariel Thomas on that last jumper. That was really pretty. She had nice form on it, kind of faded to the baseline. It was nice.
Actually, they are saying that it goes to Woodcreek.
I think he made that up.
Made up what?
He just didn't know who had it. He just said, you guys can have it.
I think maybe the possession arrow was off, and in which case they switched it at the possession, and it's still off.
I know. I've been watching it this whole game, and like I was saying earlier, I am just so lost on the possession. I don't know who's got who.
Well, you're right. The referees, they have either the beanbag or the or a quarter or something that they move from pocket to pocket, and that's what they did at the level that I coached at Parochial Athletic League.
Right. Nice.
That's
what they did.
We didn't have the possession arrow set up at the scorer's table.
Sense. Yeah.
So that's what they did. And really, even going back to when I used to broadcast high school games up in Reading, where they did have the possession arrow, the referees still did that.
Cool.
Just much like the soccer referees, how they keep time, even though there's a clock. There's a running shot that is good for.
Is that Ariel Thomas again?
That's Ariel Thomas.
What a player.
She's going to head to the free throw line as well.
She's pretty long strides, and once she gets around you, it's tough to stop.
And you'll notice, again, play is stopped for the free throw, but the clock is running. So we are now in a running clock. Almost 50
points. What is it, 49?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. Like I said, I don't know the rule on that one.
We're fast becoming experts on running clocks, unfortunately.
Well, it's good because we have a nice couple dinner dates tonight after this, don't we? So let's get this clock running.
Here's Bellaburk.
Oh, that looks good.
Rebound is underneath. Peyton Green, one of the sophomores on this team, is in the game, swinging her arms.
It's nice when it was smart by the Broncos when they see her bring the ball down like that to go in to tie it up like that. You got to keep the ball high as a big down low.
5 count is on. Here's Stites. Sent crashing to the ground. She may have hit her head on the floor. Taking her time
like
getting
she's
up,
okay.
which is good.
That's good.
Gonna walk it off. Oh, I think she might be hurt. Everybody's kind of backing away. They're giving her some time. We'll see as she kind of shakes off the foot. Gonna go to the free throw line here.
Lower body injuries, scary. And now she doesn't really have the legs, for a free throw. It's going to be hard.
Yeah, she's limping. I think they're gonna have to take her out of the
Yeah.
game. And they have a player ready to come in after she takes her free throw. That one comes
nice
up and
rebound.
off. So rebound for Bella Vista on the baseline. And the ball will go out of bounds.
Nice rebound by Macy Lee almost. She was in the right position.
Stites is going to stay out there. She's
Yep.
limping noticeably.
She is. What's that, her right leg it looks like a little bit?
She didn't want to come out.
No.
But at this point, Woodcreek's probably just going to go ahead and let the
Yeah,
clock
shot
run
clock's
out
off,
here
yep.
as we're in the final 10 seconds. And we'll bring this one to a close tonight. So really it was all Woodcreek from the very beginning. Another one of those big runs. Bella Vista never recovered. And what winds up happening is another game where Bella Vista's right around 20 points and their opponent is around 70. So that's 3 straight games, unfortunately, for the Broncos where that has happened. The final score tonight is 71-21 in favor of Woodcreek. Very impressive team, this Woodcreek team. They go to 11-9 on the year. They are now 4-2 in league play. And sorry, just adding up all the totals here. And so, again, they fell into the abyss, and they were just not able to come out of it. And before you know it, Woodcreek's at 20 points, and the Broncos barely have anything on the board. Nobody hit double digits tonight for the Broncos, according to my numbers.
Right.
I have Ellie Tomei leading the way for 9. She did have the 1 3-point shot. So now in order to hit the record and everything like that, her per-game average is one less game now. Clicks
true.
off the schedule, it's going to go up.
Yep.
But that's something that we've kind of wanted to we were watching it last year when she was getting very close to 100. And so it was something that we definitely wanted to track here
Absolutely.
this season. But, the shots are not falling.
Nope.
She's not getting a lot of the looks. I mean, she really didn't have very many opportunities to even spot up and take threes.
Absolutely,
tonight.
yeah. Absolutely. I mean, the level of competition we're playing this year, too, now that CIF rearranged the Cap Valley Conference and lost the Rosevilles, the Yuba Cities of the world, and brought in like Christian Brothers.
Yeah. It
Woodcreek,
just got tougher.
it just got tougher. So, it's harder to get those open shots. Rebounding. They got better rebounding tonight in the second
Yes.
half. I love to see that. But, yeah, you're right. I mean, some of those records, what's that, 3 straight 50-point wins or losses?
Yes.
Apologies.
That's what happened this week.
Yep, that's
with
what happened this
Inderkum-
week. So now
Inderkum, Christian Brothers, and now Woodcreek.
I can't.
All about the same.
Yep, I can't wait to see that next game. It's good to see a little youngster out on the court with an Iowa Hawkeyes hat, too. That's pretty cool. No, I want to see next game. I want to see how the kids come out. I know they're going to have a positive attitude.
Yeah.
Can you imagine losing 3 games by 50? They're going to just brush it off and go on to the next one. I love their mindset.
And
They're
the
all
next one
positive.
is Wednesday night of next week. They will
Wow.
be taking on Vista Del Lago in Folsom. And so that is going to be their next game. And
Another
their
tough
only
one.
game, that's their only game next week. So it'll be that. And then so they're getting a little bit of a break. A break also as we head into the holiday weekend. A 3-day weekend for a lot of folks, and so and that includes the schools. So
Yeah.
and I'm sure there's going to be practices as usual, but you don't necessarily have to go and sit in the classroom
Right. That
for
helps.
a full day. So you get a
Get
little bit of a
recharge.
break.
Yep, for sure.
And so it is. It's a chance to recharge a little bit. We're hoping that Coach Stewart will come on over and join us up here like she did the other night. But that is
Lots of hugs. She's given lots of hugs right
entirely
now
up
to her players.
Yes. Just
Good to see.
trying to encourage them. It looks like she's going to come across the floor here. So we'll get ready to
got her
talk
mic.
to Coach Stewart.
Oh, is she going to be down on the court, you think?
She'll come up here.
Okay.
We're all set for her to do this, and so Coach Stewart is going to make her way up here, and then we will go ahead and talk to her.
Oh, there you go. I like the Western outfit, Coach.
So Coach Stewart is joining us now. Becky, another tough one tonight, but what we want to do is we're working off Scott's philosophy that there are wins and learning experiences, and so what did you learn tonight, and what are some positives that you saw in the game tonight?
Well, I learned we need to work harder on defense. Our defense is lacking a little bit, our footwork, and just some toughness, just some straight out toughness. A little bit more grit as we're playing. Takeaways from it, positive takeaways. I mean, they keep fighting. I'm so proud of these girls. You know, it's hard to have these running clocks losing by 40, 50 points. And honestly, they do keep fighting. They don't quit. They continue to fight all the way through. Even when they're frustrated, they're still out there trying their best. You know, sometimes not always listening to what I'm telling them to do. And, you know, I mean, it's like before the game, I told them what defenses we were running, and we forgot. We forgot what we're doing. I got 2 kids running one defense, 3 kids running another defense, and they're making a layup.
Yep.
So, you know, it's like I've said, we are young when it comes to basketball IQ. And it's tough. It's tough to teach when you're playing against kids who have higher basketball IQ. But as I've always said, I love these girls. They're the nicest, sweetest girls in the world. And, you know, I will fight for them and continue to fight for them and continue to try and make them better. You know, I put a quote on the board from Kara Lawson, who's the Duke University coach. And it talked about how you can't wait for things to get easier. You have to learn to battle hard better and learn how to battle hard well. And I told him, we're battling hard right now, and we need to learn to continue to get better at battling hard.
Right.
Because it is. What we're doing is hard. We're in a tough league. It's hard. You know, the game is difficult. There's a lot to it. It's a hard game to learn. And if they can just take this philosophy of battling hard better, I think we have the opportunity to surprise some teams once I get my Ava back. She makes a huge difference on the
She
floor.
does.
I mean, her
absolutely.
presence on the floor, whether she's scoring or not, her presence on the floor is huge because she's such a big rebounder. And we kind of lack that. We've lacked that on the defensive end. They're getting, I mean, their first possession, they had 3-4 offensive rebounds.
Right.
You know, and then they hit a 3-pointer.
Yep.
Exactly.
So it's hard. And I told them, I said, we can't spot teams 12, 15 points every first quarter and then wake up in the second quarter and think we're going to come back. So I'm just hoping the girls will continue to work hard, try to listen, try to learn a little bit more. It's tough for the seniors. This is their last year, so it's hard for that. But at least for the other kids, they have opportunity to improve and to put it into work for next year and the year after and the year after, even for my freshmen. So, you know, our JV team fought a good game tonight and, you know, had opportunities and probably could have pulled that out. They were missing 2 of their key players, which didn't help. But, you know, but they fought and they continue to battle back even when they went down. And that's what we need to keep doing. And my girls keep battling.
And your freshman team pulled out a win tonight.
They did again.
Low scoring, but
Again.
it was
Tough.
a win is a win,
Yep,
right?
yep. Holly still got that single loss in that category for league, so I'm proud of her. You know, I love my coaching staff too. Carrie does a great job. with the JV kids. She's got them fighting and working hard. You know, being down 2 of your starters is tough.
Right.
We had 2 who were out sick today, so that made it hard for her. And, you know, you're putting kids in positions that they're not usually used to because of other kids usually playing that. So, you know, there is a good future, I think, with our program, but we do have to continue to work, and we got to toughen up a little bit. We got to get a little bit more grit.
One of the positives that I saw from this game, you mentioned the freshman, but Bridget Nielsen had a pretty nice game tonight.
Yeah.
She was doing all the stuff that coaches love to see that doesn't wind up in the stat book, but you could tell that she was working hard.
Yeah, she was really hustling, and I also want to give credit to Jada Belleberg because
Yes.
she actually came in, and I mean, she tends to foul a lot because she's aggressive, but I told them, I said, they're not calling the fouls, and she went in there and she bumped a couple kids, and she got the ball and got some steals, and she was driving, and she was going to the basket and doing all those things. So, I mean, I'm super proud of her because she's one who doesn't get a lot of playing time, and she stepped up and did it. So I want to just make sure and give her a shout out. Emma Thompson, last few games has stepped up and come in and given some good points, someone who hasn't played a lot. You know, last time in our Rio game, I pulled her in to be my fouler because I needed someone to foul because we were in foul trouble, and she did exactly what I asked for. She's there ready, and she's learning. She's eager. She's asking me, what can I do to get better? And so I'm telling her, just confidence, just get out there. You got to be able to handle the ball. You got to be able to do those things, you know. Sometimes we don't know what to do if Ellie can't have the ball, and they did a great job face guarding her. And, you know.
Yeah, they were in her face the whole night.
And they did that to us last time we played them, too. And I warned the girls that was probably going to happen and someone's going to have to step up. But everyone, they dribble 3 times, wait, and look for Ellie.
Yeah.
And I'm like, just take it to the hoop. So they finally started to.
And it's one of those things, if they're going to key on Ellie, the way that they stop keying on Ellie is if somebody else starts beating them.
Correct.
And then they have to focus on that other person.
Yeah,
So
that's what we need, and get someone else to step up. So, you know, I'm super proud. I'm giving them the weekend to recover, the 3-day weekend. I told them to step away. You know, if you can shoot a little bit, but take some time to recover. Think of the mental side of the game and come back ready to go on Tuesday. We've got to work on our defense. Our defense has to get better. If we want to improve and have an opportunity, our defense has to get better.
You get the one game next week in Folsom against Vista del Lago. So does that help you as well to not have like 3 games in a week?
Yeah, it's tough. 3 games in a week is really tough. You know, these kids, you know, my kids have high GPAs. They're taking hard classes. I got kids in honors and AP classes. And so, you know, all night they're working hard in the classroom, and then they're coming out for 2 hours of practice and then playing games. And we're playing 3 games, one of them having to go all the way to Intercom. You know, we didn't even get back until I think 10:30 at night on the bus. And then Christian Brothers here, you know, we were here until 9:30 and stuff. It's hard. It's hard on your body. You know, it's real tough on your body. But, you know, they keep fighting. They give the grit, and I'm so proud of them.
One of the things that I remember when I started doing the games last year with the Coach Gonzalez told me, and is that once league starts, it's going to be over in a flash. It does, and the fact that they cram so many games into such a short period of time is why it is.
Yeah,
you know.
I mean, we're 3 weeks away from our season being over.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's it. We've got one more game for first round, and then we start our second round. We got 6 league games and then 1 non-league game against Granite Bay.
Yep.
So, you know, I'm hoping we can pull out a couple wins. I know we have opportunity. I've already been working with our student body. I told you we're going to work with our student body to get a good crowd. And they're starting to come through. We had tonight at the JV game, the JV boys were here cheering them on, which I thought was super cool to see. So
I saw you go over and talk to them, and you were fist bumping them too. I noticed that.
I love it. And you know, having taken over this year, I took over athletic director, which has been, I think, tough too on the girls because I am literally pulled from practice almost daily. You know, even tonight we had issues, and I was dealing with gate issues as my team is warming up for the game, you know. Hard. So I'm constantly getting pulled away, and I know sometimes that can affect that they see me distracted, that maybe it's distracting them. Yeah. I'm hoping it's not because I'm trying not to pull that into them. Yeah. But, you know, it's hard. It's hard, but I love what I do. I love working with my athletes. I love Bella Vista. You know, having been an alumni, it's my school, and I'll always fight for them, and I'll fight for these girls all the way through till the end. You know, they're great kids. They work hard, and they don't ever give up, and that's all I can ask for them. And just hope at some point balls will start falling through the hoop, and we'll stop turning it over.
Yes, indeed. All right, so it's Vista Del Lago next week.
Yeah.
And then we will see you in a couple of weeks, a week from that Wednesday, when Ponderosa, another tough one.
Yeah. Actually, I think it's Tuesday, though. I think it's the Tuesday. We
is
go to
it?
Tuesday, Thursday in the second round.
Okay, because
Yeah. I believe our next one will be, I think isn't Tuesday the 28th? I'm not sure. But
I think it's Wednesday.
Yeah.
That is
28th,
28th is Tuesday.
It's
Is
Tuesday,
it?
yeah.
Okay, then
yeah.
I just have the
Awareness
wrong
night.
day up there.
Yeah, so it's Tuesday the 28th and then Thursday the 30th. We got two that day.
Okay, so
that week.
I had the wrong day. When you go back and watch this, you'll hear at the very beginning that there were some other things going on too that affected us. But we got the broadcast in, we got the game in, and so. But again, so on your calendars, go by the numbers and not the day of the week that we just put up there. So it's the 28th against Ponderosa, and we will be here as well for that. Yeah. And so looking forward to it. Becky, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Certainly best of luck the rest of the way. Best of luck next week against Vista Del Lago. And thank you again as well for joining us tonight.
You bet.
Thanks,
and
Coach.
thank you, George. And Scott, you guys do a great job. I love listening to the game when I go rewatch it to do my stats. So I always get a good chuckle, and I do appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Coach.
All right, thank you, Becky. We appreciate it. And you're probably hearing some stuff going on in the background. Go ahead and do what you need to do. They are setting up for a big wrestling tournament this weekend that happens every year. Oh, middle school tournament. So
that's fun.
So they're getting everything all set up. So we're going to go ahead and sign out and let them take control of the gym here, and we'll get our stuff all packed up. Our next broadcast will be this Tuesday night. And, we've got it all squared away. Tuesday night, the 21st.
Perfect.
Bella Vista boys will be taking on Woodcreek, and that will be on that at 7:15 p.m. is our start, and the tip-off is at 7:30. And then the next girls' broadcast will be the following Tuesday, despite what the Blade said. It'll be Tuesday the 28th against Ponderosa, and so we'll have that one as well for you. So
I'll be here. That'll be fun.
Thank you very much. We appreciate it. Camera operator tonight, J.T. Stewart. Our producer, Julie Tharlson. Now speaking for Scott Hackman, I'm George Tharlson. Have a great night, everyone, and we will see you next week.